In 1976 we were married, and I think it was around 89 we got divorced.
We were divorced for 10 years. Bill and I are remarried for the second time.
Got married last year. Always said, well, I'll probably never get remarried again. I do believe that was put in my heart not to marry anybody, but remarry Ann again. I think it was all set up that way. God knew that we needed more, and we were going to church, and we weren't getting what we needed out of church. Lori Marshall had asked Ann if she'd like to come to church here.
Lori and I were getting together every Wednesday. She was showing me houses. Meanwhile, we were talking about God all the time, and I had lots of questions, and she was going to be starting a Bible study, so she invited me to that. Get to this Bible study, and I had no idea what to expect, but I get there, and all the other girls have their Bibles with them, and I hadn't brought mine, and I'm thinking, what did I get myself into here? It was probably 15 minutes into it, and I knew I was where I wanted to be. I was still nervous, but I just loved being there. Bill and I hadn't started coming here at that time yet, but I kept bugging him and saying something every once in a while.
And I still remember the day when we left church here and very quietly said, well, what did you think? Inside it was, wow, this is so much different than what I'm used to. In here it was, you learnt more of the Word of God. I just felt so much lighter. I felt better about it. When you come to church here, you could see the love. And it makes such a difference. So when you look back at everything, you know that this was all set up. That even the priest at the church had to change for me to really want to come here. It's just, I look back and it's just, there can't be that many coincidences. It's not. It's God directing you the way He wants you to go, and for you to be willing to do it. Your heart is so much lighter and you're happier. For years I never thought I was forgiven. I'd ask for forgiveness, but I just never felt forgiven. And last Easter, I was having a hard time sleeping, and I was crying. I was asking for forgiveness, but mostly I was just thinking of what Jesus was going through for me. And just something come over me, and it was just so enlightening. My heart got lighter. I felt great, and I finally felt that I was forgiven of all my sins. After last Easter, I always had that I should be baptized. It was always like a nudge to get baptized.
I wanted to do it for God. I wanted to give Him glory and praise.
Dennis Wolfe baptized me, and I got to baptize Ann. It was a great thing. I always kind of wondered why you'd be baptized when you're a baby, when you don't know. You don't know Jesus then, and what He did for you.
People need to have God in their life. That's the main thing right there. Without God,
it's too hard.
Yeah.
It's just how things are worked out in your life.
I can just hear Lori say, boy, is she in for a ride for her life.
One of the things, if you're having trouble in your marriage, though, get help. And remember, you're not the only one.
When we did that marriage lap your way through a better marriage. When I had said that I take credit for us getting together, that night when we were in bed, I think he was sleeping, and all at once I sat up and I said, Bill, how dare I take credit for us getting back together? That was God.
Yeah, it was him.
I'm being so convicted of so many things. Staying connected and having Bible study has been so helpful for me. I've learned so much.
I think what started it was coming to church here. The day I came to church here, I felt I got something out of church. I was listening to Jim up there, and instead of falling asleep, I stayed awake and I listened through the whole thing, and I thought, wow, this is great. And that started the whole thing. And I started reading the Bible. Ann was reading the Bible. I started reading. And I was learning more and more. And it just all kept coming together. I've got a long way to go, but